As a preacher of the gospel, it saddens me that most men of God that preach the gospel don't even know a lot about some of the principles that they teach about. As far as in, we preach about how God wants us to be good stewards and things of that nature. But so many pastors, preachers, whatever your titles are, don't even have those things in place, like where we talk about leaving an inheritance for your children's children. So many pastors are preaching, and they whether they, and I'm not talking about pastors that are have that large ministries, because they most of them know, because they've somebody has told them, and they've they understand that to have good stewardship and to have a large ministry, they understand that they need financial counseling and all those things. They need to understand that they need financial guidance, and they need a will, and they need life insurance and IRA and stuff like that, so that they can plan for their family. But for the majority of pastors out there who don't have large ministries and that are just trying to make ministry work, most of them don't have any life insurance. So if they die, their wife would not, she would be in a horrible place. Their kids would not have any inheritance or any way to to go to college or whatever. Most of them don't have a will. Do you know, if you don't have a will, that the state that you live in can take precedence and reside over your estate and delegate how it is to be distributed, and not your spouse? That's a horrible thing to do to your family. It's a horrible thing to not have. If you're a pastor, you can have a key man life insurance policy that would pay the mortgage of your church off, and also leave money for your spouse and your children. And you can have, and that's one that your church your ministry could pay for. And you should also have a personal life insurance policy that makes sure that your wife is well taken care of, and your children, in the case that you die. Yes, I had a preacher tell me one time, he says, Harlan, I don't need life insurance, I'm saved. Well, last time I checked, Jesus said it's appointed to every man to die. And last time I checked, preachers died too. Everybody dies. There's no certain thing as living this superficial, in denial thing, guys. Everybody dies. If you don't have wealth to leave your family, you need a life insurance policy that says that your family can have everything that you intended to work for. It doesn't matter if you have an IRA or 401k if you don't have life insurance, because those things are long term. That's what life insurance is for. You're buying money until you have money. And so if you have an IRA, you should. If you have a 401k, you should. You should have both. You should be maximizing what you have at your job, and you should have an IRA for yourself and one for your wife, and you should have a college plan for your children. And so all of these things, you should have an emergency fund. And so, especially for believers, we talk about these things, and we talk about the blessings of God, and then we don't even know how to apply these things. We talk about, and what good is it for me to preach about people having being good stewards and have no idea how, and don't advise them, and I myself don't have a financial advisor, a financial counselor, a financial coach, a financial planner. That's an oxymoron. You're not practicing what you preach. Every person in the world, if you do not have wealth, you should own a life insurance policy that has wealth in it. If you die, you will die. It's just a matter that you don't know when. But you should never disrespect your family and not have things in place, a will, life insurance, and not be saving money on a daily basis, even with an average paycheck. And so it's an insult to me to tell me that you love your family and you don't have anything in place to protect them in the instance of your death. Guys, stop playing games. Do what is right. Seek out the wisdom and the knowledge. It's here. It's all around you. And you should know, your job says your job can only do so much. You don't own that. You should own things. You should own and control your financial future by owning your own IRA, owning your own kids' college plan, owning your own emergency fund, and owning the right life insurance, and getting out of debt. Debt is a plague. Get rid of that disease out of your life, and don't make debt that you don't have to have. Some things, I know you can't live life in everything, you can't buy cash for it, but your mortgage should be really the only debt that you have that's a major debt. And that's not bad when you have to have a mortgage, but pay it off. And if you throw $100 a month towards that principal, or when you get your income tax, you put an extra $1,000 towards that principal, you'll cut that mortgage off 7 to 8 years and save $100,000. Guys, it's not rocket science. So but you can't know that if you don't ask. And we're here. And so many people spend so much time being prideful and saying that they have it together. You don't. What you're saying is you don't want me to know that you don't have it together, or you're embarrassed because you're not perfect, or you're embarrassed because you're living check to check. Guys, most of America is living check to check. You're not by yourself. So just do the right thing, man. When help is available, the guidance, the counseling is available. And I want to help people everywhere I go and everything I do. And it's beyond preaching the gospel. We have to be able to apply the principles. And God has blessed me to be able to be licensed to do some wonderful things for people. And I want to help people everywhere I go. And I want to train as many people as I can to help people everywhere they go. Man, do the right thing. Love your family. Protect them. God's excited about your future. So am I.